Alright, so this is project of the day. We're going to try to put these Molle panels up here. A couple changes. If you've seen the last videos, been a couple changes to my plan here. So the original idea was to use the bowl up here in that little hole, but it turns out that I can't even use that hole because it's not threaded. And the actual threaded walnut, threaded bowl that's up there, it's a little higher. It's actually like up here, behind here. I don't want to go through the hassle of actually finding the correct bolt and making the thing to connect all the way up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight and make a hole here and use a walnut. So I'm going to use a walnut and this bolt here, and I'll go over the parts that I'll be using in a little bit, but this is going to go pretty much like right there. It's only going to be held up by just one bolt, and I think that should be fine, and hopefully I can use these two holes here on the Molle panel. These are the parts that I will be using. So for the bottom here, for the connectors that go actually on the Molle panel, I'm using round head screws here, which look like this. Just going with the screwdriver, a little nut at the bottom, and a washer. That's what's going to be holding these to the Molle panel and the top up here. And for the bottom, I'll be using the weld nuts, a washer, and the button head socket screws. Alright, now that's just going to hold the bottom ones as well as the top. Right there, along with the washer on all of them. And obviously I have the Molle panels as part of my supplies, and as well as these are strong ties. You can find this anywhere, Home Depot or Lowe's. So before putting these on here, I have to bend these a little bit. So I don't know if you can see that these kind of go off at an angle. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna grab I'm gonna put this face down on the cement. I'm just gonna hammer it from here, and that should just bend it a little bit. Somewhat kind of what I did here. Just bend it a little bit. All right, so all I did was place these on the ground. Just hit that right there, and that bends it just a little bit to the angle that I need. I'm gonna bang these out just a little more to get it even, but other than that, on to the next phase. Alright, so first step is pretty much all the holes that I'm going to make for the weld nuts require a half-inch hole to be made for the weld nut. I'm just going to go a little smaller. I'm going to use 7/16. That way I don't make it too big, and if I need to widen it just a little bit, I can do that just by going in there, just drilling a little more. Alright, so the first step is to do that. Also, as to where to decide, I'm going to put these. So I'm now going to put this right next to it. I think I'm going to go off just a little bit, so I think that's going to be a good spot for it right here. Alright, so that's the first hole. Start things off, and that should go right here. Just like that. I'm going to put the walnut in there, and I'll show you this in a bit. That's not exactly going to fit perfectly. It's going to be a little tight, which is kind of good. I'm just going to wind this just a little bit. Like I said, so the walnut could be nice and snug. Alright, so that's one walnut in. It did take a little bit, a couple rounds to make the little hole just wide enough to put this in. So I'll show you guys how that's supposed to look. So that's there. This goes in. And just like that. So just gonna snug it for right now. But once I tighten it, should be nice and snug, not bad. We were gonna drill a hole. I did want to use both of these holes, like make 2 holes, but I guess I just lined it up to one of these holes that's already there. That way it just saves some time. And now at the bottom here, you just gotta kind of hold these down exactly where the holes are gonna be. Then I was gonna drill a small hole first right here and here, because that's where the well nuts are gonna be. Same here for here and here. And that's it. We put the walnuts in and just screw it down, and that's kind of how it's gonna look. Don't put it too tight, just no. All right, so that's the bottom. So it turns out that this plastic here is actually thick enough where I don't even need to make a wider hole to put the walnut in. These bolts actually just thread themselves into this. So that saves us some time from actually taking this apart again, making a bigger hole. So we just made, I believe this is a 1/4 inch hole, or a 1/4 inch bit, and make the hole here, and just put the washers, and there you go. They thread themselves in, and they're ready to go, nice and sturdy. All that's left is to just tighten this up here.
Tighten it.
Just make it snug, not super tight. Just like that. Good. Then we just gotta tighten this up just a little bit and a little bit. That's about it. Bam. So we tighten these bolts here and these, and just a little bit more up here, and there we go. You know, we don't plan on putting anything heavy on there, so that actually works pretty good. All right, on to the next side. All right, since we put the other one on, so now we kind of know how everything goes. So we tighten this beforehand. All this beforehand, nice and tight.
Wait, go back. How the back is.
So nice and tight. All right. So since like I said, we already know where it's gonna go. So now the walnut in there is in. Hold this. I'm just gonna put this on just a little snug, not too tight right now. Alright, so the bottom. We'll see where we want it. Just put it right there.
You're doing this side first?
Mm.
Huh?
Mm.
You are doing this side first?
And to hold that, we're just gonna put this bolt in. Like that. Here we'll do
Inside?
into this side.
Yeah. Whoops. Not prepared.
Alright, that just holds it in place. So we're gonna do the other one. Alright. That's pretty much it. What's cool about this Molle panel is it's a little flexible. So
Pretty much.
It's pretty flexible, so this does move around. So if it does bend a little bit, which is good. Don't be too close.
Yeah, I like to. They have to see what's going on. Why did I go all the way back here?
And there it is.
What?
Alright, last thing I'm gonna do, what I did is spray paint the top pieces, and that's it. Just put it back on there. Alright, there it is, final product. Spray painted those top theirs to make it look nice and clean. It's passenger side, driver's side, and passenger side. Pretty sturdy. Like I said, we're not putting anything super heavy on there. We just got to figure out what we want. Not bad, not bad.